Good morning, happy new year. You join me in somewhere slightly different. I don't know if I have ever filmed from this angle. We're currently in the dressing room and I figured it is the only other place in the house with similar lighting. We last spoke in December, it was Vlogmas. I had such a good time doing it this year. You guys loved it. The feedback was amazing. So just another thank you for that. And then over Christmas and New Year, we just had lots of family chill time. It's been so lovely. I also had completely forgotten that my camera was broken until I just put a new battery in, popped it on a tripod, flipped the screen up, and the screen just like tipped. So after I have filmed this clip, I'm gonna go online and I'm gonna order myself a new camera. So firstly, how are you all? It's January, it's a new year, it's 2023. Oh my God, where does the time go? Right, I'm obviously gonna do my makeup as I chat to you. I'm actually doing my makeup a little bit differently at the minute. You're all gonna be like, what? It's not like too wild, but it is slightly different. I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. Then I'm using the Fenty Beauty foundation brush as well. What was I saying? Yes, how was your Christmas? How was your New Year? And how has the start of 2023 been for you? Have you made any goals, resolutions? Is that something you do? Is that something you actively avoid? I feel like some years I really lean into setting goals and making resolutions, and other years I'm like, no. January 1st is just another day. It's just another day, nothing's different, I can't be asked. I feel like last year, maybe the year before, I was just a bit like, nah. I don't really enjoy New Year, which is so unlike me because I love to celebrate everything. But New Year is just not my favourite. To me, it's just an indicator that time is just like disappearing, and I just find that really like soul destroying. I'm just like, no, another year's gone. Like, where is the time going? I don't know, I think maybe I think of all the things I didn't get round to doing. Did I really make the most of this year? I think maybe my mind just tends to be a little negative around that time of year, which is really frustrating. And I've tried many times to turn that around and be a bit more positive. And I know a lot of people feel the same around a new year. Maybe you lost people that year, things just haven't, it's not been a great year for you, or things haven't gone the way you wanted them to. And I just feel like the end of a year is when you really think about things a lot. As someone with quite an overthinking mind, I just don't have the best time. Having said that, we had a lovely evening. We had a games night with the family, so that was nice. Usually I just go to bed. Isn't that just, that's just not really that fun. This year I do feel like I wanted to shake things up a little bit, and you're gonna have to bear with me because this is gonna be a lot of word vomit. This is like a real first video back, guys. Just using a little bit of my Collection Lasting Perfection concealer in the shade Cashew. So I'm gonna preface this by doing a little bit of background just for those of you that might be new here, or just as a little bit of a like starting point. I have been doing this since I was 19 years old. I am going to be 33 this year. That is a very long time, and obviously not all those years has this been successful or in any way a job or you know, something to continue to do as a career. In fact, it first started off really not like that at all. And I did my blog in, when did I start that? 2008. So I was 18 when I started my blog, and I was 19 when I started making videos. Back then, it was simply something I really enjoyed doing. It was quite a new concept. There weren't really that many people doing it. There was just like this really lovely community of people that really enjoyed talking about makeup and sharing makeup. And I thought, I love makeup. I love talking about things I'm passionate about. And I really felt like there was a hole in my life for something that I was really passionate about. I was in a number of different jobs I wasn't enjoying. What was I doing at the time I started my blog? I think I was unemployed when I started my blog. I think I'd just been made redundant from like my second job, I think, and I was just very lost. I didn't really know what I enjoyed. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't go to uni like a lot of my friends had, so I think I just felt a little bit like lost and left behind, and I didn't really know what I enjoyed doing. So I think like blogs were kind of like just starting up, and I was like, I'll start a blog, I'll do a blog. I'm definitely not brave enough to do videos. So I did that, and it was so much fun. I would like post blog posts and like share them on Twitter and, you know, like leave comments on other people's blogs, and I just felt like it was something that was going to really take off. There was no real like proof of it. I don't think at the time anyone was doing it as a job. I think even Pixie Woo sisters were still working in Mac, and it was just like their side thing to like share their makeup tips. I'm saying the Pixie Woo sisters, Sam and Nick. So it's like no one was really doing it as a job. It hadn't become a career, but I just had this feeling that like if I kept at it and I built this community of people, there would be something there. Like I couldn't tell you what that something was ever going to be, but I just had a feeling. So I carried it on, and it was only in 2012, after I'd been doing my blog for 4 years and I'd been making videos for 3 years, only then did it really start to make any money for me. And that was the point where I thought, okay, I think I'm just going to put everything into this as a job. I have no idea what the longevity will be. I have no idea how long people might be interested in what I have to say. I enjoy this so much, and eventually it did become my job. I am gonna try and continue to do my makeup actually. I've just realised like I am supposed to be also getting ready. I'm just using a little bit of the NARS concealer as well. I feel like I'm taking you on a little trip down memory lane. I'm really sorry if this is like the 4,000th time you've heard this like story. Yeah, 2012, and I'm like, wow, this is insane. I'm living the dream. In fact, actually not really 2012, I would say 2013, when like everything just, in my mind, exploded. I think I hit 1 million subscribers in 2013. There was all these opportunities flying around. It was wild. It was like beyond my wildest dreams, expectations, beyond anything I could ever have thought would happen. And it was all still very, very new. And I think you get into this mindset of, and I think I still have this mindset, which is where we're going with this, I must take these opportunities because I don't know how long this will last. And I still feel like that now a little bit. Like it is still quite an unpredictable career in that sense. It's still very new in the grand scheme of things. This mentality I had through my early 20s, like basically my entire 20s, if I'm totally honest with you, was you don't know how long this is gonna last. Like, make the most of it. Take what makes sense to you. I obviously didn't take every opportunity. If things didn't make sense to me, I was still like, nah, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. There was almost so many things that I wanted to do or was lucky enough to have the opportunity to do that I was taking everything that made sense, which was still a lot of things, and just going for it, because in the back of my mind was, you don't know how long this is gonna last. I feel like I managed to do so much in my 20s that I like, it sometimes doesn't even feel like that was me. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, oh yeah, I did do that. Oh my god, yeah, that's wild to me. Or like someone will remind me of something and I'll be like, oh my god, yeah, I'd completely forgotten about that. It was like the best time, the busiest time. I wouldn't change it for the world. However, I do think it was a lot. I don't think it will ever really sink in. Maybe when I'm an old lady and I look back. I don't know. I am now adding a little bit of Chanel bronzer, cream bronzer. Anyway, along comes my 30s. We're in a global pandemic. My priorities shift. not just because of the pandemic. However, I do feel like the pandemic affected how I felt about my life, and I think in that moment when I had to pause more, definitely made me think more about the next 10 years. Not only the pandemic, but then Alfie and I were like, you know, we want to start a family. This is the decade where we want kids and we want, you know, more sort of family focus, I suppose. And then before I know it, I'm 32 and I'm 2 years into that. And I'm like, whoa, this goes quick. Like, this really does go quick. Just popping some blush on here. Lovely. The blush I'm using, by the way, is the Rare Beauty blush in Hope. I have this quite outdated way of thinking about work. And it worked really well for me in my 20s. I just don't know if I can maintain that mindset whilst also having a family. And I think some people certainly can, and I don't know how they do it. I admire anyone that can do that and that has found a really good like work-life balance at really full capacity. But I just think I need to quieten down that like 20-year-old that's like still wanting to do all the things, and let 30s Zoe that I think wants slightly different things. I think she just does, and I think that's what I've kind of come to realise. Let her have her moment. Let her just be a mum, and not do all the projects all the time. Be okay with that, like, and not feel like a failure. I think that's the part of me that I struggle with. Just because I'm not doing as many things or as many huge projects, that's okay. This is just a different era. I'm in a different era of my life, and I need to relax into that. And that is what I discovered at the end of last year. I thought, why am I trying to do it all? I had a huge project, huge, exciting, amazing project that we'd all worked so hard on, and it was meant to launch at the end of the year, and we were getting a bit behind on it. And I just had this like revelation of, why do I think I can do it all? Why do I think now is the time for this? Can I really put the effort and the passion behind this that I would have done as a 24-year-old? No, I can't. Because I have a toddler, and one day she'll be in school or she'll be older, and I won't get this time back. This time where she's this small and she's still at home with me, and where I'm lucky enough that I'm in a job where I can pick and choose my hours so that I can be with her as much as I can. I'm not going to get that back. So why am I trying to do all the projects and really be present in that time? Because I can't do it all. I've basically discovered, guys, long story short, I can't do it all. I have wanted to be a mum my entire life. That has been like my one true goal, is to be a mum. And oh, I've just realised I left my eyeshadow palette downstairs. I don't want to miss this. I don't want to miss this part, because I'm thinking about new big projects that are going to require a lot of my time and energy, and I want to be excited about those things, and I want to be able to do those things to my best capacity, and I don't think now is the time. And also just being okay with that. Like, it doesn't mean I failed, it doesn't mean the project is never going to happen, it just means it's just not now. It's just now is not the right time. Oh, I'm using a Vive eye wand in Solar Bronze, which is gorgeous. I think there have been things over the years where I've like second guessed things, or I've not gone with my gut, or I've like paused on something and then really worried about it. Was that the right decision to make? Should I have done it? Should I have not? And I think it's so easy to mull things over like that for a really long time. And this time I'm just like, nope, that is the right decision. I'm happy with it. I'm so content with that decision. Maybe that's a 30s thing, I don't know. But it just feels very different this time. I also think there's such power in going with your gut on things. Like, you know you better than anyone else. You know your own path, and only you can decide what that is. Do I do a bit of black eyeliner? Is that a bit much? I haven't done a flick in a long time. Shall I try it? This is the Vive Power Ink Liner. Very quickly realised I can't talk and do this at the same time. I'm just not used to seeing myself with like a wing liner. Right, I'm going to use the Hourglass Unlocked mascara. Do you know what? I'm just going to quickly do my brows as well. Still doing my brows with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. Brows filled in. So another thing that I made a decision to put a little pin in and just stop for now, for the time being, for whenever, was the Zoella website. I obviously started the Zoella website back in 2008. This is where the whole Zoella thing came from, was my written blog where I would go on, I'd write my little musings and things I enjoyed and my car boot sale hauls. Who's been here since those? I feel like you guys deserve a medal if you've been here since then. Then blogs became more swish. Everyone kind of upgraded their cameras, everything got a bit more professional. I tried to keep up, but I feel like I was never very good at keeping up with my blog, if I'm totally honest. It was definitely something I posted on when I got that kind of like real craving to kind of write a post, which was different to me making these videos, for example. And I just think over the years blogs have really changed and grown and adapted, far more so than I think video has. And obviously it grew to what it is now, with multiple different posts and many different angles and things to look at. And I am so proud of that website and all the resources and all the useful information for people out there, and all the sex toy talk and the female health and the wellness and all the taboo subjects that women often don't talk about or feel they can talk about. And I'm so proud of what that website really achieved. However, I just felt like it was time for it to have a rest. And so yeah, the website it's gonna stay there. It's gonna stay there. It's got so many amazing posts and such useful information, but there will be nothing new on it for the time being, which I know a lot of you read the website, and thank you so much for your support over the years. And who knows, maybe in years to come I will go back to just posting my little musings over there. But for now I wanted my focus to be on other things, and it just felt impossible to keep going with. For a lot of people it could feel like you're kind of starting 2023 in quite a negative way, like you've paused on a big exciting project, you've paused on Zoella, like, and I've definitely I've had moments of that, for sure. I've had moments of like, am I making the right decision? But equally I always fall back on, yes I am. I know this, like in my heart I know this is the right thing to do. This year is just going to be more simple, more stripped back, more family focused, and I just kind of want to see what happens. I just want to see what happens. I want to continue to work with the brands I love. I want to continue to make videos, but I also want to be a mum and like feel okay and like not guilty. It's such like a tricky thing. I feel like any of you watching this that is self-employed or full-time employed, I just think anyone that juggles a career with motherhood, it's such a tricky thing to navigate. And I have to say I found it much harder to navigate than I thought I would. I thought being in the lucky position I'm in would mean that it was kind of much easier, because I'm kind of making my own decisions around it and I'm choosing when to work and when not to work. But actually it just felt a little bit like most days I was giving everything mediocre percentage. Like I didn't ever feel like I was giving work my full undivided attention when I was there, and I didn't feel like I was giving Otti my full undivided attention when I wasn't, because I was thinking about work things and big projects. And it's such a mind minefield. And I don't know whether it's something that I will ever feel like I have the right balance of, but this is the year where I'm gonna give it a really good try. I also have this weird like feeling, and I don't know if any of you feel the same, where it feels like when I'm working, I'm achieving things. And I think with parenting, you don't always feel like you're achieving, yet you are working just as hard. And I saw this really nice quote the other day that was like, on days where you feel like you've got to the end of the day and you just feel like you've done nothing because you've been at home with your hair scraped up, with no bra on, like just getting through the day with your toddler, or you're having a particularly tough day and you just get to the end of the day and you're like, someone says, oh, what have you done today? And you're like, nothing. When you are parenting, it is never nothing. Everything you have done, every decision you have made, every meal you have prepared, every tiny thing you've said or read or done with your child, whether that was like low effort or high effort, you have done so much. And I think sometimes I get into this headspace where with work it always feels like I'm doing a lot and I'm achieving a lot and it's more tangible, I suppose. And sometimes with parenting it feels so the opposite, even though that's not the case. So if any of you needed to hear that, then I hope that's helped. I'm gonna pop this on. This is the Vive Peached Lip Definer. 2023 is gonna be a good year. And I'm just shifting my priorities slightly and I feel okay with that. And I want to give myself more of a pat on the back for the parenting side of my life, because it's so easy to feel like you've accomplished something when it's work related, and equally so easy not to give yourself the credit you deserve for parenting. And this year I want to try and give myself a bit more credit for the parenting side. Also going to use the Bare Minerals Mineralized Hydra Smoothing Lipstick in Balance. One thing that's always a constant that just makes me so happy is the sense of community, and the people that were there when I started my blog in 2008, and the people that came along for the journey in my 20s, or the people that disappeared through my 20s but are back now in my 30s. Like, that constant sense of community means I never feel like I did before I started my blog. Why do I feel like I'm gonna start crying? Oh my god. 30s Zoe is far more emotional than 20s Zoe. Is that I don't feel like that lost 18-year-old who doesn't know what she wants to do and doesn't know like where to fit in, and she's got anxiety and no one understands. And like, I don't feel like that because of you guys and like the people that read the blog and bought the books and came to the events, and like that is just something that is the best thing about this. The best thing about all of this is the support and the community. And it's so unique. Like, it's such a unique situation to be in. And it's just amazing. It's just bloody cool. It's really cool. And I just think over Christmas and New Year I had a lot of like reflection on that. The community is the special part of it. That's like the heart. And that is why so many people who have been doing this a long time, I can almost guarantee you, I'm speaking for them, but I can almost guarantee you that is why people love doing this. Without the community, it's not the same. And it's that like acceptance and like feeling like you're a part of something, and finding people who feel the same way as you, and like feeling like you're able to give reassurance or help others in some way, just by doing this. Like, it's very cool. Anyway, I thought I was just gonna quickly do my makeup and be like, okay, yeah, so I've made some changes in 2023, but there we go. Good afternoon. Two things have just been delivered that I'm very excited about. One is a new camera, which I'm currently using. So I did remember to order it after the last clip you watched. Two, my HelloFresh box. Now, some of you may have already seen me talking about HelloFresh before, or maybe even Alfie, because the two of us love and use HelloFresh all the time. But I feel like even more so in January after Christmas, it feels nice to get back into a bit of a routine with cooking and getting a bit more on top of it, and I feel like this was the perfect timing. Now, if you are new to HelloFresh, they are a meal kit company. So they provide everything you will need for stress-free, easy, quick cooking, no waste. You receive all the ingredients for the specific meals you have chosen in these little bags, which you can keep in the fridge. It just makes life very, very easy. In the UK, HelloFresh have 37 different meal options each week, and we just go on the app and choose them that way. It's really, really simple. You have different categories like quick meals, family friendly, or vegetarian, totally depending on what it is that you mostly like to eat. Alfie and I try and stick to things that we're all gonna love, Otti included, or things that are very, very quick, because in the evenings, we just don't really have the time, unless it's a weekend. Then I feel like we actually do like to do a slightly longer one. But generally speaking, we're all about the quick meals. This week's recipes are crispy chicken strip tacos, 2 cheese, onion and sun-dried tomato panini, which I think is what I'm gonna make today because it's lunchtime, Otti's having a nap, I'm absolutely starving, and this seems like the perfect lunchtime treat. Rosemary chicken on pea risotto, and rigatoni and slow roasted tomatoes. So we've got a nice mixture there for the week. You can also pick how many people you want your meals to serve. So obviously we select 2, but you can choose however many of you there are in your household. You can choose when it's delivered, when it's most convenient for you. It basically just makes cooking and life so much more simple. One of the things I always like to add is it teaches you how to cook, because I am not a great cook, and HelloFresh makes me feel like I am because the recipes are super easy to follow. And once you've learned how to do simple things like making a tomato sauce, or like things that you often do from recipe to recipe, you just learn as you go. I genuinely think I have learned to cook more from HelloFresh recipes than anywhere else my entire life. Even good old food tech. Food tech basically taught me how to make sausage plats and cupcakes, but HelloFresh actually teaches you how to cook food. Okay, so I've got my recipe card and I've got my bag. Let's get cooking. Okay, so the first thing we're doing is making some chips, which I have to say, I really don't do all that often, and they are meant to be really easy to do. I'm just gonna go and wash my potatoes, and then I'm gonna chop them. Drizzle of olive oil, salt, pepper, okay, I'm gonna pop these in the oven. Number 2, meanwhile, cut the tomato into 1 centimeter chunks, add to a medium bowl with the balsamic glaze and olive oil for the dressing. Guys, you know me, I am a huge lover of balsamic glaze. Oh, season with salt and pepper. Sun-dried tomato. Okay, the grated hard cheese. I hope this is giving you all some lunchtime sandwich inspo. And then some mayo, 2 tablespoons of mayo. I would just never think to do this. Add the mozzarella, drain the mozzarella and pack dry with kitchen paper, making sure you squeeze out as much liquid as possible, and then tear into pieces. I wouldn't say either of those were sliced particularly evenly, but there we go. Okay, spread sun-dried mixture onto both cut sides. Put the onion marmalade over the ciabatta base and then top with mozzarella. drizzle of olive oil in a frying pan on medium to high heat. Right, going in. Now it says transfer to a baking tray. And put in the middle shelf of your oven for 6 to 7 minutes. Whilst those couple of bits are finishing off and cooling down, I thought now would be the perfect opportunity to share with you the amazing offer that HelloFresh have for any of you watching this that might be interested in subscribing. You can use my code CookingWithZoe, which I'll put here, but you can also find it in the description box, so make sure you go and check that out. If you're in the UK and you've not tried HelloFresh before, but you feel like now is the perfect opportunity, then you can get 60% off your first box and a following 25% off your further 2 boxes. Also, which I think is very cool, if you haven't been using your HelloFresh account for the past 3 months and you want to reactivate, maybe because it's January now, 2023, you just paused it for a while, you can also use my code for that, which will get you 50% off your first box and 25% off your following 2 boxes. And because HelloFresh didn't want you to miss out if you're not in the UK, the discount code is available to use worldwide with varying different discounts depending on where you are in the world. I think it's a very good deal. Definitely check it out. It's a complete lifesaver for us in this household. Okay, I think the paninis are done. We've had a little bit of slippage here. Let's pop that back on. Oh my God, these look so good. Look at my chips. Oh my goodness, that mozzarella is like oozing out the side. And it looks so good. And we're done. Look at this. Does that not just look so incredible? Okay, we're gonna sit and enjoy our lunch now. But as I said, if you wanna check out HelloFresh for the first time, reactivate, or you're anywhere else in the world, then you can use my code CookingWithZoe to go and get yourself an amazing, amazing offer. Look at the mozzarella oozing out. Mummy's got glasses on.
Are you confused?
She's pointing at me like...
on her head.
I've got my glasses on. Right, which one do you want, Alf?
Whichever one.
I've got a wisdom tooth coming through.
That's good. She got doctor's dentist appointment next week.
It's really hurting today. Guys, just checking in to say this is so delicious. I've almost like eaten the entire ciabatta already. It's very good. I also like the rocket with the... Are we going to go to the beach then?
I think so. It's so lovely. I think it would be a shame not to. Like, imagine it's really not nice weather tomorrow or something. Ottie?
Hide. Where's Ottie gone? Ottie!
Ottie?
Ottie! Where's the snake gone? Daddy's got it. See the sea? You want to have a look? Wow.
She won't look because the sun's in her eyes if she looks. Oh. You need your little sunglasses. Where are they?
What have you found? Stone. Show Daddy. Look.
Whoa. Thank you. Oh.
Ooh.
Some seaweed.
Stone.
Wow.
So as you can see, we have come down to the sea, down to the beach. Ottie did not like the sea touching her shoes. Even though they are waterproof, she did not enjoy that at all, which is totally the opposite of what she was like when we went to Cornwall. She was loving being in the sea. So yeah, that didn't go down too well, did it?
Having a little snack.
You having a snack?
Won't it be cran, were we?
No.
Don't think she's going to be surfing like we spoke about earlier.
Yeah, no.
Well, like, she might just get into surfing, we never know.
Nah.
Probably not. Probably not.
I think you want her to be a lot like you as a child, but I think she could be a bit like me as a child.
Maybe she's not a water baby.
Well, you love swimming. Yeah. I mean, the sea is quite terrifying when you don't really understand why it's doing that. Do you know what I mean?
You gonna eat your snack? Yeah. She went up to the bin and she sees some food waste. There's a picture of an apple core.
Yeah.
Apple, apple, apple.
Is it an apple? I'm surprised she knows that that's still an apple, even when it's not a solid round apple. Who says you can't get ice cream by the beach when it's January? There's no rules around it. It's actually a very mild day. There's no wind. It feels quite nice. I'm actually not cold at all. Ottie's teething. She'll have a little bit of ice cream. Lovely. What flavours did you go for?
Kinder Bueno and
Biscoff. Delish. So I'm excited to have a little bit of that. It's honestly the perfect afternoon. It's so nice out. Oh, my teeth are really sensitive.
Which one?
The top one.
Yeah.
Which one is that?
The top one's Biscoff. Bottom one's Kinder Bueno.
I feel like this is a very good combo. Wanna try?
Right. You want some more? What do you say?
Please.
Please. Oh.
Is that nice?
Biscoff. Do you like the Biscoff? Yeah. Do you want some Kinder? What do you say? There you go. Do you want some more Kinder? Are you ready? Up.
Is that nice on your gums? Is that nice for your teeth?
Beep, beep.
Beep, beep.
My hand is like frozen, I can't even tell you. One more bit.
Please.
Otherwise you're going to be up all night. Do you want some more? What do you say?
Beep.
Good girl.
That was honestly so lovely. I don't remember the last time we did that. I think the last time we came to the beach huts was when we met your family.
Beep, beep.
Well, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. When I first moved to Brighton, my flat was on the beach. So Alfie and I used to make the most of weather like this, and we would literally go on walks along the seafront like all the time.
More than once a day.
Yeah, we loved it. So now that we don't live this close to the sea, we don't do it as often, but we really should, because it doesn't take that long to get here. And it is just so nice. It's one of the many, many reasons I moved to Brighton in the first place and enjoy living here so much. Back from the beach, and now I am taking Nala out on a walk. One of the things I really want to do in 2023 is just get outside more. Come rain or shine, I feel like when the weather's not so great, I tend to go absolutely not. I am not putting my wellies on, I'm not putting my waterproof jacket on, I'm not going outside. But I really want to try and banish that. What's that saying? Like, there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad outfits, badly prepared. I don't know. But come rain or shine, I really want to try and get outside more, even if it's just a little 10-minute stroll. It's just good for the soul and for the mind. Basically, because I grew up in the countryside, I think it's where I feel like the most, I don't know, at peace and like happy, and I just feel very relaxed. Like if I'm having a bit of a hard time, or I feel a bit stressed or a bit anxious, I just feel like getting outside instantly makes me feel so much better. I think that's why I also really love when I do the Couch to 5K, whenever I start it up and then just give up after it gets hard. One of these days I'm going to see it through to the end, I really will. But yeah, I just love being outside. It's good for my mind. Having said that, it is much easier to find the time in spring and summer because the days feel so much longer and we have more light. This time of year it is a bit like you only really have that small window in the day before the day starts, and when the day ends, like now, it's like, I think it's about 4:15 now, maybe even later actually, maybe even 4:30. I feel like it's going to be a really nice sunset tonight. I actually think it was during COVID and the lockdowns where we could only go out for that kind of one walk a day, where it became like part of like our routine and it became a bit of a habit. And I know for a lot of people it is probably already in their routine and in their habit, but yeah, I really enjoyed that time in the day where we went out for a walk, and yeah, I just want to do it more. What are you trying to do a little more of this year, or a little less of? But it is always nice to go into a new year with a little bit of, I don't know, change. Setting the goal is like the fun part, and then you realise you have to stick to it. Anyway, I do hope you're all having a good start to your 2023. If you need a little bit of motivation to get outside, I hope this has helped. Or if you're watching this on the sofa, which you probably are, or in bed, just stay there. God, I've got proper hat hair. That'll do. Right, the mum bun is out in full force. Look at my like short hair that needs to grow out. So I'm in Ottie's room. Do you want me to take your harness off now you've had your dinner? Because I kind of want to move her books somewhere where she's more likely to grab them, because at the moment she is having a real moment with picking her own books, coming in here, taking a book from the bookshelf, and then sitting on this chair and just like, I'm gonna say reading, it's not reading, looking at the book. But currently the books are on like a shelf that's slightly too high. Oh, battery running out. Oh God, look at my makeup. So, as you can see, bottom shelf, which did have a couple of like toys and bits on, books on the second shelf. And then we do have this really cute little stool. This is actually from Amazon, I think. It's very cute. This pulls out, but it's connected, so she can like step up and then up again. But we mostly got this for her for when she's like brushing her teeth at the sink, which she still can't quite reach. But she's been using that to like get the books, and I was like, why am I leaving them here? They just need to like come down here, basically. And then this is a little box that my mum made and painted. How cute. Ottilie, 29/8/21. It's like her little like jewelry box, little Lapland photos. Did I say jewelry box? I meant memory box. So I'll probably put that somewhere else. Like, she doesn't need to go in that. That's mostly just for me. But it does look very cute on her shelf. And then put all her books down here instead, so she can actually reach them. Okay, let's go. Ooh. Better, but I now need to tidy up all the books that she's already pulled out, and there's quite a lot of them. So I don't know if they're gonna fit. Maybe I need to put like the slightly older books up high and then the slightly younger ones down low, because she just has a lot of books. Try and get rid of this now. The one book she has outgrown. And these, I guess. Yeah. Funny story, just now when I was sorting out her books, I was like, oh, funny bones. Ah, funny bones. Ah, another funny bones. We have 3 funny bones books. Clearly a hit with a lot of people. I don't remember who they're from. One's from Uncle Sean. I can't wait to read you my favourite book and dance with you like the funny bones. Oh, still got to read it to her, Sean. Obviously everybody loved Funny Bones, so she has 3 copies of that. Oh, Cops and Robbers. Does anyone remember this? She's got some very good books in here. I'm really excited for when she actually like wants to hear the story. We still have these. These never went back in with the Christmas book, so I'm going to have to remember that they're on her shelf. But she was just too obsessed with them and we couldn't put them away. She was, I mean, she still is listening to these Christmas songs. So there is no doubt she is my child at this point. There we go, that'll do for now. At least she can reach them. But we do still have quite a lot. Hello guys, it's currently Sunday and I was just editing the vlog and I realised I didn't end it. Gone are the days of Vlogmas where Alfie would remind me to end my vlogs. So I'm looking very Sunday right now. I've got no makeup, I need to wash my hair, and I actually woke up this morning and couldn't move my neck. I don't know what happened, but I can't turn my neck. So I am like stiff. I'm actually in quite a lot of pain. I don't really know what I've done. But I wanted to end the video before I uploaded it. So as you're watching this, oh my gosh, I actually can't move. As you're watching this, it is currently Sunday, and I hope you enjoyed it. I can't believe how long I spoke for in the start. It was like a full-on podcast episode, but I hope something in there resonated with you. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you again very, very soon with another video. For now, I am going to go and sit very, very still and not move and enjoy the rest of my Sunday. But I hope you've had a nice weekend and enjoyed the vlog.